Oh, here we go. Looks like our live stream's kicking off, Josh.
Hey, there it goes.
Oh, here we go.
Oh god, I'm gonna get an echo.
Okay,
God,
guys.
I'm listening.
So, like I said, welcome to the first Star Wars Shoutcast. Hopefully, first in many. You got Evo Knight here, co-hosting with Killerhawk, and our first match of the evening is Team Shank against Warriors of Mandalore. Looks like we're still waiting for Warriors of Mandalore to queue up two people. Okay.
Hey.
And we'll be with you guys in a second here as the teams are just queuing up, and we'll have our shoutcast underway. I'm managing a couple different things here. Of course, growing pains are going to be common. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 teams on the Imperials. That would be Warriors of Mandalore. Shank's team's ready to go. Commander Dage. Okay, he's showing up and spectating, so I'm going to get him to remove himself. Warriors of Mandalore still needing that extra player. It sucks that I'm in a separate party. I can't really talk to him without killing the stream. These are all logistical issues, I guess. Josh, we'll have to figure different ways to handle this in the future. I mean, we're a small organization, so at some point we'll probably have multiple people helping us out with this, where they can actually communicate and all that. For now, I'm juggling all these duties.
You need the streamers and then the other logistics.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you got to do it in order to learn it. I'm sure that Shanks is probably sitting there just going nuts because the other team doesn't have their player. Now, the reason why this particular match isn't being hosted by me is because one of their players has a hard time accepting invites. So normally I would be the one hosting the lobby and I'd be able to speak to everybody. So being that you and I are in a separate party altogether right now means that we're not hearing them, which is good, but also means I can't talk to them easy. So I'm just using the Xbox chat function. So I'm going to look for Star Wars OG. I'm going to message him.
Sounds like a plan.
I just sent him a message. I haven't been hosted a tournament in a long time, so logistics. So for those of you tuning in, Heroes vs. Villains, we'll do a quick little rundown while we're waiting for them to get their fifth member of their team going, is a first to 5 game mode. The best way to explain it is it's a team deathmatch, no respawn game mode. No respawn in the sense that once the controlling hero is defeated, that player does not respawn as a hero or villain. In fact, they come back as a standard rebel or Imperial. So what happens is once all the heroes in that particular team have been eliminated, it doesn't matter if you have a full team of rebels or Imperial foot soldiers, that particular round is lost, and then it becomes a first to 5. So it's played out until either one side or the other hits 5 wins, and then we call that a match. So key strategies in a game like this is making sure that you support the heroes. If you are a hero, support your fellow heroes. And if you're not a hero and you've died and come back as a regular foot soldier, then you need to do everything you can to support them. So it is kind of a tense game mode. It fits well with an esport environment, even though Star Wars doesn't typically get referred to as an esport title. But this particular game mode definitely has that tension, and the fact that it's using cool hero characters gives it some strategy rather than just picking off a random foot soldier and running around. So it looks like Warriors of Mandalore have their fifth member, and looks like the game's kicking off here. So strap in. We got round one. I don't know how laggy the stream is there, Killer Hawk. You're probably not seeing the same screen I'm seeing, right?
Oh, I'm going to be on a bit of a delay, but it looks good even with my questionable internet.
Cool. Well, having said that, if I miss any commentary on the match, feel free to chime in and give your 2 cents, even though you don't have the game. I'd love to hear your feedback just as an overall co-host.
Okay.
I'm bound to let some things slip through me here, but I'm seeing it live, so...
Well, let's see what we can do here. What do you think's going to take it? Good or evil? Where's your way in?
As soon as it launches, I'm going to kick off on Warriors of Mandalore. So we'll follow these guys.
Fair enough. I feel like this game just leads to major debates on which side you're on. Luke,
well,
Darth?
Well, that's the thing, and I even had that come up. So Dice has done a pretty good job balancing the game, but inevitably with any game you play, there's always going to be people whining and complaining about things. So the best you can do as a tournament host is just be democratic and go with it.
Loading.
So they're in the character selection screen. You'll see in the top there, the players are slowly picking their heroes. Looks like the Imperials haven't loaded into the game yet. Now, of course, all this is dependent upon quality connections. When you host online tournaments, you're kind of at the mercy of that. Inevitably, you're going to get people saying, I dropped out, couldn't join the party. It looks like I just got bumped, but we'll see right now if that's just a load screen or if it's the entire thing crashed. What are you seeing at the moment, Killer Rock? You got a title screen?
I am seeing character selection with about 42 seconds to go for players to pick, I'm assuming. Hence the...
Oh yeah, you're delayed. So in about 3 seconds,
yeah,
it's gonna
pretty much whatever you see, I'm gonna see like a minute later.
Yeah, lost connection to EA server, so we'll let those guys re-queue up.
Servers, gotta love it.
Yeah. Star Wars OG just messaged. We're always at the mercy. Oh, looks like OG says they're doing a restart. Okay.
Seems
well,
like
as long as they're
call after.
Cool. Now, on a side note, Blaster Brothers was the first team to sign up, and they actually didn't show. So,
I wonder if that's a normal thing. Because I mean, like, no, it's. How many tournaments actually pop through this site? Is it pretty?
Well, the thing is to consider is that sometimes the validity of these events sometimes can be questioned. So like they don't know who we are, they don't know whether or not we're going to follow through on it, that kind of thing.
Hey, Evil, we started the game with us as rebels, but it switched off the roles, and we got Imperials, so we backed out and we're trying to regroup everyone. It does that all the time. I play a lot of privates, and that's a common glitch. Just switch sides, and we didn't want to be unfair, and I'm sure they wouldn't want that to happen.
No, that's totally cool. I'm waiting for an invite, so as soon as I get that from...
I think you got invited by one of my...
There we go.
Right now we're putting ourselves as Imperial. If it doesn't switch, we can always back out before it starts and redo this. I don't know why they can't fix this small glitch, but I mean, there must be a reason behind this.
Well, we're at the mercy of the developers, so we just got to take it for what it is.
True.
Just FYI, this is actually the broadcast party, so if you do need to get in, just so you know, your voice will be broadcasted on the stream.
All right, that's fine with me.
So if you want to back out, if you don't need the chat.
I'm counting on you Yeah, I'm just gonna count on you to get these guys in the game.
I'm in direct chat over the Xbox Messenger app anyway, so I'm there on top of it.
All right, sounds good.
So anyway, back to your question, Killer Hawk. A lot of it, from what my experience is we see a lot of events being hosted online. Like, I've been doing a lot of research, and I'm sure some of these players question the validity of whether or not, like, it's a legit thing. So that could be one reason why maybe somebody doesn't show up when they say they're gonna.
Fair enough.
Okay. And also we know firsthand, like, personal things sometimes come in the way as everything as well. I don't want to multitask my butt off here, Josh, but do you mind going onto our Twitch stream and doing a tweet out, if you can, with the Twitch?
2 seconds. I can definitely do that.
I'm just actually quite happy and impressed that we managed to pull together, 4 teams, albeit only 5 players, for a game that clearly is not built for esports. So the players here,
that, like, servers have been reliable on many games in the past.
Well, unbeknownst to us,
like the make or break of games, really.
Yeah. Well, back in the day, our local tournaments, at least we had, a little bit more control over it.
Yeah, no, that's
well, it still did have issues. Yeah, remember the Black Ops tournament that had, like, weird stuff going on?
Oh, we're just totally blanking that up from memory.
Oh yeah, exactly. We don't want to talk about that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Godicon tournaments.
Oh my gosh, where is this?
To not to pat ourselves on the back too hard, but nobody has successfully pulled off console tournaments like we did at Godicon since we closed Evo. Like, nobody has done that. Not to that level, anyway. Well, those guys that took over that 1 year
quits on it.
Yeah. Okay, looks like we have Shank's team slowly filling in here. They're calling Rebels, so I don't know. Maybe they're just switching on their end. Warriors of Mandalore are called Imperials on the coin toss, but here it looks like we have Shanks now queuing up as Imperials and Warriors queuing up as Rebels, so that must have been an agreement they had. Really, the team side of it for us is not so important. It's kind of a variable that's out of our control. We just flip a coin, and whatever team gets, if the players agree to switch, then that's their thing. They can do that. Again, with this situation that we're in right now, I'm trying to stay out of party chat with the team specifically, so we're kind of letting them hash it out. I don't have a man on the floor to go over and speak to them in person, so I'm just keeping in non-verbal with the team members, team captains. Cool. How are we doing on that Twitch link?
Poor. I've totally forgotten where it is.
Oh, our Twitch channel, you mean?
Oh, no, I know where the Twitch channel is. I just this whole tweeting thing. Yeah.
Oh, God. Top corner. Top right. Tweet. There we go. Let's hope we don't get another crash. Looks like we could be underway pretty quick here. They both have 5 players. Looks like they've agreed to switch teams. So we have Shanks queuing up as Imperials.
Well, going with the whole chat room, apparently they switch when you start the game, so you want to be on the wrong team to be on the right team. From the
oh, interesting.
Go figure that.
It's like a reverse psychology thing.
Oh, pretty much. You're on who you don't want to be on.
So Fuel Depot is the first map in this. And again, for those people who are just joining us on the stream, I'll give you a quick rundown on Heroes vs. Villains before the match starts. Essentially, it's a team deathmatch mode, no respawns. Everybody picks a hero or a villain. If they die while playing said hero or villain, they will respawn as a grunt. Once one team loses all their heroes or villains, that is a end of match. And then it goes on to the next round, or end of round. So no respawn in the sense you don't get the respawn as your hero character. So you got a health bar, and that's what you get. So it definitely encourages a little bit more teamwork and that life is precious mentality that you don't get in a lot of modern shooters that are respawning you every 2 seconds. Out of all the game modes I've played, this one does fit well with an esport, so a mentality. So strap in and enjoy. I'll do my best to cover the broadcast with my co-host Killerhawk, who's lagging about 2 seconds behind me because he's actually not in game spectating because he doesn't have the game. But don't judge him on that.
I'm sorry.
So I'll fumble through the controls on spectating. Again, you'll have to forgive me. Spectating mode's not something we do a lot, but it's pretty awesome that they have it in this game. How'd the shout out?
I am not seeing this top left go because I have.
Well, seeing as we got a few seconds, I might have to help you out here. Hold on.
Yeah, no kidding. Apparently, social media and me just don't go together well at all.
That's why we have a social media manager.
Yeah, that's pretty much why I don't touch that one. Surprise!
Defend our heroes. They need protection.
That's why I'm not big on Twitter, because I don't tweet anything, because I don't know what to tweet, nor do I know really how to do it. Waiting on character selection.
There we go. I'm in the thick of it.
You're in the thick of it? How's it looking?
Well, so what we got here is I'm on the Imperial side right now, and oh, cool. I'm just getting used to the controls here, people. So we've got, looks like we've got Warriors of Mandalore on the Imperial side with Shank's team on the Rebels. Looks like we've got a little bit of a battle happening here at the back of the map. We've got a good group of Warriors of Mandalore. Oh, no, we've got Shank's team with the Rebels. They're pushing hard. Looks like they're staying out. Oh, no, they're going in. The Rebel Depot has kind of got a mix of indoor outdoor, and definitely got a fight going on in here in the tunnels. Well, and looks like Warriors of Mandalore took a quick victory in the first round there. So you'll see the score pop up. Josh, I don't know if you're there yet, but it'll show the score. Now it's 1-0 for Warriors of Mandalore. No, sorry, 1-0 for Shanks.
Quick.
Warriors of Mandalore at 0, sorry.
Definitely like the rush strat there. Not wait around, just get in, get her done.
Everyone stay alert. We have to protect our leaders.
No
so I'm zooming in here on Genesis. Genesis is playing Han Solo as his hero of choice. And again, the strategy in this game, you know, it's kind of a hard one to pinpoint. Right now, Solo conveniently is on top of the Millennium Falcon. He's accompanied by Luke. And that's Genesis playing Han Solo there. That's the team captain of Shanks. And you'll see there that the fight going inside gets a little bit more hectic. There's not a lot of room to move around in, and close combat characters like Vader and Luke really can mop the floor with anybody who's in those close quarter areas. Got a force push there. Shanks and Genesis are staying close. We got a shield pop up from Leia there. And zooming in on Shanks with his Luke, he's kind of cautious about going in there. And one of Luke's powers is actually the ability to deflect laser bolts as his block, and actually can use that as a ranged weapon, believe it or not. So he can actually deflect those bolts back at the player. So we got a fight happening in the tunnels. We got a Luke and Vader confrontation. Looks like Star Wars OG is going toe-to-toe with Shanks. We'll see how that works out. Close quarters combat, some good lightsaber fighting. Oh, it looks like Vader dropped. So it looks like Shanks is moving in. We got Greedo dropped in the corner. We got a good trivector of Luke, Han, and Leia moving in with some close quarters in the tunnels. Now we got Shanks moving up back from their respawn. Looks like they're a little headstrong. They're pushing into the tunnels. And we got Star Wars OG coming in. Yeah, looks like. And the villains took another loss. Now, the thing to consider here is we've got a lot of egos on the line. So at any point, you're going to get those people who are going to be crying foul. Just get ready for it. It's going to happen. But so far, it looks like it's slanted more towards Shanks' team. So I'm going to push over and see what's happening over on the Warriors of Mandalore. And we'll zoom in on Holocron here and see what these guys are up to, seeing as they're a little bit behind the gun here. Let's see what kind of strategies that they're using. So we got Boba Fett. That's Holocron here. He leads the team. Now, one of the strategies of Boba Fett is to actually stay at long range. Looks like Warriors of Mandalore have chosen to push. Well, sorry, Shanks' team's pushing into the tunnels. Now, one of the strategies they're using is they're keeping all their heroes grouped together. There we go. Yeah, and that is a good strategy to use. They've lost sight of Boba Fett, but you can see they're keeping them in the tunnels there. And again, a little battle happening in the little alcove here. We got Shanks is moving hard with his team together as a group. Let's go into the tunnels here and see what's happening in there. Yeah, the Warriors of Mandalore have got the Emperor, and they're doing a little bit of a tactical retreat here with Vader and Boba, keeping an eye on the rear. We've got a potential confrontation happening here with Boba. Now, Boba's health is pretty low. If the Emperor's still on the table, they've got the ability to drop a health pickup. Leia and the Emperor are support heroes. Oh, and Boba Fett just went down. Looks like they picked him right out of the sky. So now we got the Emperor and Vader with Luke. Let's see what happens here. Luke's going toe-to-toe. He's got a good health bar. Looks like Han's jumping into the fray. This could be it for the Warriors of Mandalore. The Emperor just went down. Yeah. That round did not hold up well for them. Now remember, this is not best of 5. This is first to 5. So, so far we're getting a little bit of a wash, but again, lots of room for comeback. Okay, it looks like they're sticking with their formula. Let's move over to let's move over to Shanks. Here we're following Genesis.
Have some of this. You're a pretty easy target. Show me what you got.
And again, they're sticking close with their team. Leia's just popping her force field. And that's a good strategy, but that does not work against solid projectile weapons, just FYI. Han's popped his special, his rapid fire shot, and the Emperor's hitting some force lightning. Han's about half his strength. Looks like the Warriors of Mandalore are changing up their strategy a bit. Let's see what's happening inside the cave with them. We got Greedo at the back here offering support. Holocron's rocking Sidious, or the Palpatine, or the Emperor, whatever you want to call him. Looks like it's just those two holding out in the cave, so it begs the question of... well, it looks like Boba Fett's down, so where's Vader in all of this? And Shanks is definitely holding their ground. They're not moving from that hangar. I'm sure Mandalore's going to accuse him of camping, but if it works, then go for it. So, Killerhawk, are you getting this stream?
I sure am.
What's your thoughts so far?
Well, it seems everybody's slowing down now. At the first bit, everybody was insanely aggressive for those kills.
Yeah, now things are getting a little bit more cautious. You can tell, eh? They're not being so quick to run out. Now, what you're seeing there on the screen, by the way, when you get to it, those red pickups are health pickups for heroes typically. So they get thrown down by either Leia or Emperor. And
yeah, no, the whole dynamic of the game, the first few matches were quick. Now it's really slowing down with them just throwing.
Well, it's 2-on-2 right now. Emperor against Han and Luke is not going to end well, I don't think. Come on, now it's just Emperor only against Luke. Can he do it? Luke is not down, but the Emperor's retreating. And that was a close one. That was genuinely close. I thought for sure they were going to get their first victory on that one. And the other thing is, hopefully their ego doesn't get... Oh, there we lost. So we've got a couple Shadow Troopers here. I don't know what's up with that. Greedo. And we got Boba Fett. Everybody loves Boba Fett. Let's see what he's going to get up to this match. I haven't really been focusing on him too much. Now, Boba's, one of his cool abilities is he's got a jetpack. And in a game like this, that comes in very handy. It gives you access to elevated terrain. And you pretty much can write your own rules when it comes to the map. Now, contrary to popular belief, Boba Fett is not a beast. He can get taken down. He's a long-range player, or a long-range character. So you got to play him accordingly. You can't just rush in and kick butt. He does have a close-range flamethrower weapon, which I haven't seen used yet. It's pretty damaging, so I'm sure that it's being saved for a hero character. As you can see here, we're zooming in on Boba. Olaf the Viking is bringing up Ninam as a new character from the Outer Rim expansion. Lots of jokes to be made at this guy. Looks like we're still pretty even at 3-on-3 here at the moment. We got Greedo holding the... Looks like the Imperials are playing a little bit more cautious. You're right, Killerhawk. Things are slowing down a little bit. Not quite as... they're not quite in a hurry to... And the Emperor sitting up top there, ready to ambush. Definitely some strats being... And now what you saw there is he just played down a health pickup for Boba Fett. So that's good teamwork right there. Whoever's using... yeah, see, this is... he's getting outnumbered. He needs to get out of there. He's alone, so he doesn't have any backup. Now, he is facing Leia, but no, that wasn't enough. Looks like... and they took that one. Okay, Killerhawk, we're going to kill the broadcast. Well, actually, we'll leave the broadcast running, and I'll get invited into a party with someone else. So,
alrighty.
Actually, I'm going to kill that broadcast now, so it chops all of our matches up, and I'll be staying in party with you for a quick second or two here. So that was a good match. That was match 1. I'll go and see how the players fared, see if there's any bruised egos and any complaints or anything. And barring that, we're going to move on to match number 2. So I'll be back here in a second. For all you watching the stream, I will re-engage the stream for the second match. I want to break these into separate streams rather than one continuous one, only because they are going to be different matches and such. So